My name is Paul Moreno. I'm the owner of Crown Customs and Coatings. We specialize in wheel repair, powder coating, and pretty much an altogether custom shop. So this all started, my interest in cars and everything started, say, when I was a kid. You know, I grew up in a family that was full of technicians and mechanics. My brother today is still a mechanic. My dad was a mechanic. So I took interest into vehicles and cars and the whole scene since I was a kid. And then it just grew from there. You know, a rundown from the business from the beginning, you know, I started off slow. We started off with 2 guys in a 2,000 square foot location. And just like most startups and businesses, it was a risk, a big risk, and we knew it coming into it. So yeah, I mean, there were some pretty rough times at first as far as the business goes, you know, bringing home money and actually being able to support the family. For a good part of the first and second year in business, I'd say that I owe it to my wife pretty much supporting the family, and that was kind of a rough part for me, just putting all of that load on my wife. But after, you know, 1 or 2 years, we started to see some profits and started to see some money and, you know, just building. So the first couple of years, just the building points were, I'd say, probably some of the roughest times of my life. Since we started, favorite moments have been in bulk. I'd say we've had a lot of good times, of course bad times, but good times definitely overwhelm the bad times and step over the bad times. But the good times, I'd say, from the beginning, I remember, you know, waiting for the phones to ring, waiting for a customer to come in. And I remember our first big job, Corvette, you know, someone local who'd come in. And before that, we were doing a couple wheels here and there, but this Corvette had come in for a full package. We were doing blackouts, wheels, everything. And I just remember the feeling of you know, we made it, and I had no clue at that point how far we'd go, but just that one job of bringing that job in and getting all the people on board, as far as our whole staff on board on that one job and that project, that was that good feeling of like, hey, I think we're doing something right here. So what was my first car and what got me in this business? Well, my first car, I was 16. You know, I grew up, I'd say, in a lower class family. We didn't have much money, so for my dad to go out and get me my first car was a huge deal, and it was actually a Mitsubishi Galant, no engine. And this was my 16th birthday, and I was probably the happiest kid in the world. Despite having no motor in that car, just having a car in a garage and something I can work with my pops, that was my first car and what really got me into cars. And funny enough, before I got a motor in there and before it was actually mobile, my first modification was a cheap plastic spoiler that I was so pumped up about. And I literally glued that thing on the back, and I remember standing by there and taking pictures of it and everything. But it was a plastic cheap spoiler that I got from a garage sale, and I threw on my Galant, and I thought I was the coolest kid in the block. Is there anyone I'd like to thank through the journey? Absolutely. The list is long. First off, definitely my wife and my immediate family. They stuck with me and were my biggest fans throughout the whole journey. You know, even when I doubted myself and had doubts, they were always there to help and support, you know, help me out in any way they could, and that's a huge deal. Aside from family, of course, staff, you know, we've had luck, got a great partner, and my staff, you know, since day one, even people that aren't here anymore and have grown and, you know, onto other things, I owe them the world, honestly. I've had an amazing staff since day one. We continue to grow, and I definitely couldn't do any of this alone. Yeah, so where can people reach me for service or any of our services? Well, we're all over the internet. Our website is crowncustoms.net. Our phone number is 224-404-4150. We're also on all social medias from Instagram to Facebook, TikTok, etc. So just look us up, Crown Customs Chicago or Crown Customs and Coatings, and you'll find us.